So in this sedimentary copper, are you considered one of the experts of the world?
Well, one of the, let's say, top 5.
Good.
I would say.
Well, that's encouraging that the company are making efforts to have one of the top 5.
I've seen, I would say, 85 to 90% of this type of deposits worldwide. Since this morning, I was especially impressed with the rocks that I see here. And the rocks that are laid out in the yard.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's the first time in my entire career that I see somebody having the smart, maybe simple idea to draw a big map on the ground with the coordinates and to place the physical rocks in the respective place.
Who owns that idea?
You have to ask them. It's not mine.
That was Richard.
Okay.
That's a good one. Yeah. We were just looking at that and we found it also very interesting.
It's so instructive. It's basically self-explanatory. And it's a very, very interesting and challenging project. The company is fortunate that the ministry was wise enough to give them a large area because it seems to be a big system. It's continuing for more than 20 kilometers. The easy ore deposits, they are known, they are mined. Most of them are mined out. So it is now the smart companies and the smart people that go to areas where it's not so easy to see. From an economic point of view, I'm an economic geologist, and I see an amazing potential of this project here. Because there is something that is unique amongst this. You've got sedimentary rocks, and in these sedimentary rocks you've got metals. Okay. But the big difference is that this is the only one, to my knowledge, where you most probably have intrusive bodies, porphyry copper. That means you've got this basin which is already a fertile target for this type of sediment-hosted or sedimentary copper. And it has been turbocharged, possibly, by a heat source, by having these magmatic blobs that intruded. And as soon as you bring in heat, you're heating up the basinal waters. They start convecting. They can transport metal. But even better than that, as you know, the porphyry copper systems and the epithermal systems, yes, they bring metals of their own. So what you might actually have here, I mean, to just call it, it's a sort of a double whammy. I mean, this is just twice as much fertile potential that you can have here.
Yeah. I was explaining that a few minutes ago.
And that is, I haven't seen anything like this. And I'm extremely excited about this. So I feel very comfortable here, and I feel very excited about what I hear. What they have achieved in 2 years here is just amazing. And I would say in a period of 2 years' time, the company will be able to say, in those areas, these are the hotspots, and these remain the hotspots, and they've become even hotter and more likely that they have a potential. And certain areas one can possibly discard.
So, in summary, you think it's a potential prominent prospect, something unique, something that you have seen in other latitudes but not in Ecuador?
That's right.
It is the first time ever in Ecuador something like this potentially happening.
Yes.
What about the rest of the region? Are you familiar with Peru? Something similar happening in Peru or in Colombia?
Well, look, I mean, geology doesn't stop at borders.
Oh yeah, for sure not.
Yeah. So this potential is a transnational potential. And what I find fascinating is that the team here has had a very, very unusual approach. But I find it fascinating that they look across the border and they're looking at geological situations. And if this basin continues, and the heat input by the porphyries and the metal input happens on both sides of the border, well, I think there is quite a potential for this structure to get quite a global and international reputation. The combination of the two systems is unique. The sedimentary basin plus the porphyry coppers, that's unique. I wouldn't know of any.
That's great. Great to hear that potential exists in Ecuador and that this company is actually identifying that potential and with people of your profile supporting that, that could be something great to hear in a few years.